Hi, good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Wadhwa. Let's get to your top story, and that's Prime Minister Modi. He will earmark his presence in the Lok Sabha today to reply to the no confidence motion moved by the opposition against the NDA government. The opposition moved a no confidence motion against the Modi government on the 26th of last month with an aim to get the Prime Minister to speak on the Manipur issue in Parliament. Addressing the Parliament yesterday, Rahul Gandhi questioned why the Prime Minister has not visited Manipur yet and accused the BJP of having divided the state. The Home Minister has launched a counter-attack during a discussion on the Manipur crisis, questioning why the video came out on the eve of the Parliament session. The Home Minister has accused Rahul Gandhi of playing politics over the issue of Manipur while maintaining that the government has been working towards bringing peace in the state. The Home Minister recalled how Prime Minister Modi dialed him at 4 o'clock in the morning, also at 6:30 in the morning on 2 consecutive days when reports of the violence in Manipur surfaced. Now, Union Home Minister has gone on to present a report card of the centre in terms of fighting COVID as well as the drug menace. He also said that the no confidence motion has been brought out but is going to be misleading people.
इस देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने रात को 4 बजे भी मुझे फोन किया है और दूसरे दिन 6:30 बजे मुझे फोन से उठाया भी इस देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने। श्री राहुल गांधी जी यहां से वहां मुलाकात करने मैं बड़ा स्वागत करता हूं। संवेदना है, मणिपुर की चिंता है। गए एयरपोर्ट पर उतरे, उन्होंने कहा कि भाई हमें चूड़ाचांदपुर जाना है। ठीक है भाई, अगले दिन जाने वाले थे, पहले दिन कहा कोई बात नहीं, चाहिए आप जरूर जाना चाहिए। हमने कहा हेलीकॉप्टर से चले जाइए, कि नहीं मैं रोड से जाऊंगा। पुलिस ने रोकना पड़ा। फिर 3 घंटे तक ऑल इंडिया लाइव कराकर ये नाटक देश को दिखाया और फिर 4 बजे दूसरे दिन हेलीकॉप्टर से चले गए। भाई हेलीकॉप्टर से चले जाते तो क्या आपत्ति थी, हमने सुरक्षा की पूरी व्यवस्था की थी, परंतु इस प्रकार की काम करने के लिए वहां जाना, इसको पॉलिटिक्स कहते हैं गौरव जी। मीडिया के मित्र जो ऊपर बैठे हैं उन्होंने डाल दिया। उन्होंने मुझे पूछा कि अमित भाई ये 4 मई का वीडियो संसद सत्र के 1 दिन पहले ही क्यों आया? अगर किसी के पास वीडियो था तो वीडियो डीजीपी को देना चाहिए या नहीं देना चाहिए माननीय? क्योंकि जिस दिन वीडियो दिया उसी दिन वीडियो की कॉपी पर से हमने फेस आइडेंटिफिकेशन सॉफ्टवेयर का उपयोग करते हुए सरकारों के डेटा के साथ मिलान करते हुए 9 के 9 लोगों को अरेस्ट कर दिया और वो आज ट्रायल फेस कर रहे हैं जेल में।
And Rahul Gandhi launched a blistering attack on the BJP during the no confidence debate and said that the party had killed Bharat Mata in the state of Manipur. He was countered by Union Minister Smriti Irani, who also went on to say that India believes in merit and not a dynasty. You define corruption in India, you define incompetence in India. And responding to Rahul Gandhi's accusation of the Prime Minister does not consider Manipur to be a part of India, she said Manipur will remain part of India. Listen in.
Speaker sir, इन्होंने मणिपुर में हिंदुस्तान की है, सिर्फ मणिपुर की नहीं, हमारी जनता की आवाज है, दिल की आवाज है। उस आवाज की हत्या आपने मणिपुर में की। इसका मतलब भारत आपने मणिपुर में की, आपने की मणिपुर में। एक मेरी मां यहां बैठी है, दूसरी आपने मणिपुर में। और हर रोज जब तक आप हिंसा को बंद नहीं करोगे तब तक आप मेरी कर रहे हो। हिंदुस्तान की सेना मणिपुर में 1 दिन में शांति ला सकती है। हिंदुस्तान की सेना का प्रयोग नहीं कर रहे हो क्योंकि आप हिंदुस्तान को मणिपुर में चाहते हो।
आपकी पीठ पर, आपके आसन पर जिस प्रकार का आक्रामक बर्ताव आज देखा गया, उसका मैं खंडन करती हूं। पहली बार राष्ट्र के इतिहास में भारत मां की हत्या की बात की और कांग्रेस पार्टी यहां पर तालियां बजाती रही। जो भारत की हत्या की बात पर कांग्रेस पार्टी ने ताली पीटी आज इस सदन में, इस बात का संकेत पूरे देश को दिया कि मन में गद्दारी किसकी है।
And Rahul Gandhi's flying kiss blew up a huge controversy in Parliament, with Smriti Irani accusing him of being a misogynistic. The Congress has claimed that the gesture was not aimed at anyone in particular. It was a gesture of affection to the Treasury benches. Listen in.
A flying kiss that blew into a storm. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, who spoke in Parliament on Wednesday, blew a flying kiss towards the Treasury benches as he walked out after his speech. While the Congress clarified that it was a gesture towards the BJP MPs who were raising slogans at that time and was not directed at any particular MP,
People like you need to remember,
Union Minister Smriti Irani lashed out at Gandhi, calling him misogynistic.
it is only a misogynistic man who can give a flying kiss to a parliament with seats female members of parliament. ऐसी गरिमा विहीन आचरण को इस देश के सदन में कभी नहीं देखा गया.
Soon after, women MPs of the BJP complained to the Speaker, seeking action against Rahul Gandhi.
राहुल गांधी ने प्लेन किस किया है, इनसाइड द हाउस किया है. स्मृति ईरानी जी बोल रहे थे उसको देख के किया है, एंड हम खड़े हुए थे हमको देख के किया है, इसलिए इट्स टोटली इनअप्रोप्रिएट एंड इंडिसेंट बिहेवियर.
The opposition maintained that Rahul's gesture was just one of affection towards the political opponents.
आपसे उन्होंने एक प्यार भरा जेस्चर दिया है, उससे आपको दिक्कत क्या है? इतनी नफरत की आदत बन गई है कि मोहब्बत का कोई भी जेस्चर, प्यार का कोई भी जेस्चर, अफेक्शन का कोई भी जेस्चर आपको समझ में नहीं आता है.
Even BJP's Hema Malini, who signed the complaint to the Speaker, wasn't sure about the flying kiss in the House.
Did you see him blow that flying kiss towards, you found it an inappropriate obscene?
I did not see that, but there were some words were not very correct.
This is not the first time that Rahul's theatrics have created a controversy. In 2018, this hug to the Prime Minister and subsequent wink had created a storm. The latest addition to Rahul Rose is this flying kiss, which has been met with blows by the BJP. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Well, we have my colleague Sunil Prabhu joining us to get us more on this huge storm that was brought about in Parliament yesterday after that flying kiss of Rahul Gandhi. We demand stringent action against such behaviour by the member, which has not only insulted the dignity of women members in the House, it has brought disrepute and lower the dignity of this August House, is how the MPs have said in a complaint to the Speaker. That is how they're describing it. We have Sunil Prabhu joining us to get us more on this. Sunil, a petition that's been signed by more than 20 MPs that are sorting a stringent action against the Wayanad MP for inappropriate gesture towards the Union Minister for Women and Child Development, Smriti Irani.
That's right. There has been a petition by the Speaker to the Speaker by these members of the Parliament to say that he has brought disrepute. On the other side, the Congress saying that yes, there was a flying kiss as he left Parliament, but not towards any particular minister or to any member. He was just saying because they had created a furrow at that time as he was leaving, because he had to go for a public rally in Rajasthan. And it's in that context that when he called them and referred them to as brothers and sisters. Having said that, there has been a high decibel debate, as you are well aware, on the floor of the House yesterday, with both sides, Rahul Gandhi leading the attack, the Home Minister responding. But the truth is, as you saw on the floor of the House, I think there has been an admission that a lot of mistakes have taken place in Manipur. There has been ethnic cleansing. This is a shame on this country. And really, both sides agreeing that much needs to be done, no less than the Home Minister appealing for peace and the Speaker moving that motion for requesting people to have and the sense of the House to appeal for peace and, requesting both the Cookies and Metis to continue to, bring calm and comfort talks. So it's in that context that we will watch today's proceedings, where the Prime Minister will reply. Usually, no confidence motion is put to vote. That has been the practice. That has been ever since in recent times that I've seen in many no confidence motions. It's always put to vote. So we'll wait and see whether that motion is moved. Congress will get that last chance to respond to the Prime Minister's remarks after when they move that motion. So it's in that backdrop that the things will unfold.
We do know the Prime Minister is going to be speaking in the Parliament at about 4 o'clock in the evening. Take us through the opposition speakers that are expected in the House as well.
Well, there'll be Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, there'll be Shashi Tharoor. They are two of the main speakers from the Congress. Apart from the India Alliance, there will be various other members of Parliament who will speak and try to explain their point of view. As I explained to you earlier, Divya, the biggest cause of concern is the role of the presiding officer, in this case the Speaker, and the way the Congress as well as other opposition MPs have been alleging the time that is being given to them on national screen, on the Sansad TV. Whenever they speak, the chair is shown. But whenever the Treasury benches are speaking, their faces are shown. And I think that's something that is a great cause of concern, apart from the expunging of remarks that are taking place, that there has to be, a non-partisan behavior. It has to be a fair share in terms of time that is given. And I think that's the biggest role that is coming in. When you are presiding over the temple of democracy, one shouldn't be partisan. One should be equal to each other. And it's in that context that they've been raising issues day on and day end, from the first day when you saw the tickers running with flagship programs being telecast, highlighting the measures that have been done by the government. On the other hand, yesterday, the primetime television, the fact that when Rahul Gandhi was speaking, that he wasn't being permitted, Treasury benches were up in arms as soon as he just started speaking because they didn't want him to carry forward with the narrative. It's in that backdrop we'll have to wait and see how things proceed in the next few days. I mean, today in particular, but this is all basically a run-up for the state elections that are due later this year. There are a number of states which are going to the polls, as well as, of course, the general elections in 2024, all trying to make their political points ahead of these elections.
Right, Sunil, do stay with us. Thank you for getting us all those details and raising those key points regarding the time that has been given to the opposition. We have Megha joining us as well. Megha, the Prime Minister is expected to give a reply to the no confidence motion today. Some of the key questions that are being raised about why the Prime Minister hasn't visited Manipur so far, and also why the Chief Minister of Manipur hasn't been changed, while the BJP is questioning the timing of the viral video of the tribal women on the eve of the monsoon session.
Well, Divya, all these questions were actually answered yesterday. Yesterday when you had Mr. Amit Shah, the Home Minister, stand up to speak in the lower house, and remember, it was a really, really long speech that he made. It's over 2 hours. And in that, he has, touched upon every single issue. Why the Prime Minister did not go there, what really happened, what happened blow-by-blow account of what happened in Manipur over the last 3.5 months, about that viral video, about just about every other issue that the opposition was raising. You had Mr. Amit Shah speak on it. Now, when it comes to the issue of Manipur, one must understand this. While, of course, the political answer to that question was given by the Home Minister when he recounted the old incidents. He actually spoke about incidents in the past where, the situation was far worse than what it is currently today, where people to the tune of, the number of people who lost their lives was to the tune of 700 and plus. And even back then in the day, there was perhaps no statement coming in from the government. It was the UPA government back then, the Congress government, different parties were there. He spoke about how in the Parliament during those times, you did not have any statement, let alone from the Prime Minister. This time the opposition is asking for the Prime Minister. He said even the Home Minister had not spoken 3 times in the past when such a situation, similar one, arose in Manipur. Having said that, apart from that, he has explained the situation of what it is there. He did sort of take you through the entire number of casualties, how it was in the month of May, June, July, August. And the numbers, of course, as far as the data which is available has been decreasing. Their hope is that both the parties will be able to resolve the problem there. He's been having meetings with the Cookies and the Metis separately, and he hopes to have it together with them. All of this was told to the House yesterday. But one must understand here, they were extremely important for us to understand that if the Prime Minister goes to Northeast and goes to Manipur specifically at a time like this, it actually becomes a law and order situation. Why does it? What happens really? This is if you have a big functionary coming in from the government in a state which is at this moment very, very volatile. The situation of clashes and violence erupting one more time is extremely predominant, and so the government thinks that it is unwise. It's unwise for the Prime Minister to be going there unless the situation completely is in control and absolutely normal and peace is restored there. So till such time, I don't think they want to get into any sort of situation that can ensure that the violence there erupts back again. And so a Prime Minister going to Manipur may be a bad idea, is what the government thinks, is what the Home Minister thinks. And yes, he is completely in control of the situation, is what he claims. And yes, as far as the Chief Minister is concerned, there won't be any change.
Right. Thank you so much, Megha and Sunil, for getting us all those details. So we will wait and see how the third day of the no confidence debate pans out, with the Prime Minister making that address and replying to the no confidence motion, which is expected later in the evening at around 4 o'clock. Moving on, the Privileges Committee headed by the Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Harivansh, has held its first meeting on the privilege motion notices submitted by 4 MPs against Raghav Chadha for including their names without their consent in the motion moved by him to send the Delhi Services Bill to the Select Committee. According to sources, the Privileges Committee has decided to send a notice to Raghav Chadha to submit his views in this matter. Raghav Chadha will be addressing the press and the media at about 10 o'clock this morning. And with that, we're sitting to a very short break. Lots more coming up on the other side.
कार इंश्योरेंस रिन्यू कराना था।
अरे हाँ, मिश्रा जी को फोन करो ना।
आजकल कोई ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट टीवी लेता है क्या?
नहीं।
मनी ऑर्डर भेजता है क्या?
ये सब तो पुरानी आदतें हैं।
और एको चेक किए बिना कार इंश्योरेंस रिन्यू कराना?
नई आदत डाल लो।
कार इंश्योरेंस हो लेना तो एको चेक कर लेना।
In March 2022, just as the Bhagwant Mann-led government took charge in Punjab, one of the first proposals passed by the cabinet was that of creating substantial government jobs. The Chief Minister...
23 years of the big fight. This show is not just an ordinary debate show, but it is a responsibility in service of our viewers.
NDTV for news you can trust. No sensationalism, no ugly debates, no agenda. We strive to be transparent and unbiased in our reporting so you can get news that you can rely on.
In a world filled with noise, we bring you news that you can rely on with accuracy and integrity, because at NDTV, trust is everything.
A debate has many facets, perhaps no one right answer. Left, right and center. Conversations that get to the core of the debate.
It's undeniable. We're facing the crisis of the generation, climate change, and it's happening. Not in some far-off distant land or some millions of years away. It's happening now. And it affects everything we know and love. Information around climate change can often feel too distant, too jargony, too scary, too anxiety-filled, too technical, or too political. I'm here to change that. The Climate Explainers, part of NDTV's 6-month-long campaign, building a blueprint for climate action. The climate clock is ticking, but we're just in time.
We have a surprise for you. We're going to ask a bunch of you some special questions, and every correct answer is going to reveal what our surprise is.
I don't know.
Satya Nadella?
Jeff Bezos. Bill Gates, probably. Nehru Place. Saket.
Saket.
Mumbai.
Technical Guruji.
Tech Guruji. Technical Guruji.
Technical Guruji.
चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
The NDTV News Network
that informs, inspires, and illuminates. Watch every side of the story here on NDTV,
because the only side we're on is yours.
Vikas Manas has met over 500 families of soldiers who have died protecting the nation.
मेरा ये मानना है, जब आप धरती पे आते हो, अगर आप दूसरों का दर्द समझो, उसके दर्द के साथ जूझो, उसका कष्ट लो, तो भगवान देखता है ये कष्ट ले ही तो रहा है, दर्द सह ही तो रहा है, इसको अब इसका देने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो if you understand the pain, grief of someone else, go through that, live with that, God will not give you your own pain and grief.
That was fast, right? But tech is evolving even quicker than our abilities to adapt, and that's how I like to roll. Technology तो आप सभी के पास है, but what you need is everything else. मेरा नाम है गौरव और अब मैं आ गया हूँ NDTV नेटवर्क पे, हर रोज, हर हफ्ते, अब आपके और पास. Go beyond the now.
When there's too much talking but very little being said, too many voices but hardly any being heard, you turn to a show that puts you front and center. A show that headlines the stories of the people, by the people, for the people.
From breaking news to in-depth analysis,
Covering the latest developments, Welcome back. Now let's get to the impact of the communal violence in Noor that started reflecting in other parts of Haryana as well. In many districts of Haryana, the panchayats have decided to boycott Muslim traders or Muslim hawkers who sell goods in the village. My colleague Saurabh Shukla gets us this ground report from Jhajjar.
अपने गांव वालों से निवेदन करूंगा, हाथ जोड़ के सबके आधार कार्ड देखो, जो मुसलमान हो उसको अपना मकान कोई भी जमीन मत दो, और जो हमारे हिंदू भाई हैं.
This statement was made at a Mahapanchayat held in Tigra village of Gurugram on Sunday. Those gathered were told, don't rent houses to Muslims, don't buy anything from their shops, check their Aadhaar cards. The message is being relayed to every village of Haryana. People are taking note. Letters are being issued to Muslim traders, shopkeepers and hawkers. This panchayat order is from Mundakheda village of Jhajjar district, where the panchayat has decided that Muslim traders and hawkers will not be allowed to do business in the village.
पूरे गांव पे ना कोई रिक्वेस्ट है ना कोई प्रार्थना है, सिर्फ एक बात कहनी है, जितने भी अपने गांव में कटड़ा भी गाँव मुसलमान आओ, चाहे चूड़ी बेचने वाले आओ, गुड़ बेचने वाले आओ, किसी भी प्रकार का कोई मुसलमान की भाई एंट्री पिलनी गांव में बंद है. और जिस भाई ने इस चीज का प्रॉब्लम है, वो मारता मिल्स कहेगा ना मेरी कोई कल्ला की सलाह, पूरे गांव की सलाह है.
Such boycott statements are viral on social media. These young men are from Pilni village of Kaithal district. The big question, why has the administration not acted against such statements?
मुझे जो जानकारी है ऐसा किसी ने अगर किया भी था तो उन्होंने माफी मांगी है और रिग्रेट किया। प्रशासन कार्रवाई करेगा। इस देश का हर नागरिक, हर एक को समान अधिकार है और हर इस देश की सत्ता में सबका हिस्सा है।
संवैधानिक तौर पर ऐसी कोई भी प्रतिबंध नहीं लगाया जा सकता। एक गांव की मेरे संज्ञान में आया है और मुझे ये भी संज्ञान में आया है कि उसी पंचायत ने पुनः लिख करके रिटर्न में अपनी खेद भी प्रकट किया है कि ये उन्होंने किसी गलतफहमी में दिया था। उनके गांव में कोई चोरी वोरी हुई थी, उस चक्कर में लिखा गया था। वो 36 बिरादरी को पूरे हर एक धर्म का सम्मान करते हैं और इस प्रकार की कोई भी घटना, कोई भी व्यक्ति अगर इस प्रकार का प्रयास करेगा उसके खिलाफ विशेष सख्ती की जाएगी। इसके अंदर कोई ढिलाई नहीं।
However, after the strict statements from the administration, some panchayats have also withdrawn their orders. But the damage is already done. Thousands of Muslim workers have migrated from Gurugram. Many hotels in Gurugram, barber shops owned by Muslims are now shut. Other shopkeepers have put up posters saying they have employed only Hindus.
Taking cognizance of these boycott calls, senior MP and senior lawyer Kapil Sibal has filed a petition in Supreme Court regarding these boycott calls by Hindu right-wing leaders in Haryana. After this petition, Gurugram police has registered an FIR against few Hindu right-wing leaders who have given boycott speeches, hate speeches in a Hindu Mahapanchayat held in Gurugram on Sunday. But they have not been questioned and they have not been arrested so far. In Jhajjar with Rahul, in Nu with Qasim, Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.
Thank you, Saurabh, for getting us all those details. With that, we're slipping into a very short break. Lots more coming up on the other side.
23 years of the big fight. This show is not just an ordinary debate show, but it is a responsibility in service of our viewers.
NDTV for news you can trust. No sensationalism, no ugly debates, no agenda. We strive to be transparent and unbiased in our reporting so you can get news that you can rely on.
In a world filled with noise, we bring you news that you can rely on with accuracy and integrity, because at NDTV, trust is everything.
A debate has many facets, perhaps no one right answer. Left, right and center. Conversations that get to the core of the debate.
It's undeniable. We're facing the crisis of the generation, climate change. And it's happening, not in some far-off distant land or some millions of years away. It's happening now. And it affects everything we know and love. Information around climate change can often feel too distant, too jargony, too scary, too anxiety-filled, too technical, or too political. I'm here to change that. The Climate Explainers, part of NDTV's 6-month-long campaign, building a blueprint for climate action. The climate clock is ticking, but we're just in time.
We have a surprise for you. We're going to ask a bunch of you some special questions, and every correct answer is going to reveal what our surprise is.
I don't know.
Satya Nadella?
Jeff Bezos. Bill Gates, probably. Nehru Place. Saket.
Saket.
Mumbai.
Technical Guruji.
Tech Guruji. Technical Guruji.
Technical Guruji.
चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
NDTV News Network
that informs,
inspires,
and illuminates. Watch every side of the story here on NDTV.
because the only side we're on is yours.
Vikas Manas has met over 500 families of soldiers who have died protecting the nation.
मेरा ये मानना है, जब आप धरती पे आते हो, अगर आप दूसरों का दर्द समझो, उसके दर्द के साथ जूझो, उसका कष्ट लो, तो भगवान देखता है ये कष्ट ले ही तो रहा है, दर्द सह ही तो रहा है, इसको अब इसका देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. तो if you understand the pain, grief of someone else, go through that, live with that, God will not give you your own pain and grief.
That was fast, right? But tech is evolving even quicker than our abilities to adapt. And that's how I like to roll. Technology तो आप सभी के पास है, but what you need is everything else. मेरा नाम है गौरव और अब मैं आ गया हूँ NDTV नेटवर्क पे हर रोज हर हफ्ते अब आपके और पास. Go beyond the now.
When there's too much talking but very little being said, too many voices but hardly any being heard, you turn to a show that puts you front and center. A show that headlines the stories of the people, by the people, for the people.
From breaking news to in-depth analysis,
Covering the latest developments across politics, business and technology. Bringing you stories that shape our nation and the world.
23 years of the big fight. This show is not.
Welcome back. A group of 40 MLAs of Manipur Assembly of the total 60 MLAs have submitted a memorandum to the Prime Minister urging Centre to initiate NRC immunization exercise in the state, a complete disarmament as well of the militants and miscreants with illegal arms, including those looted from police armory. They have also asked for immediate peace talks among other demands. We have Ratnadeep joining us. Ratnadeep, take us through their demands.
These are very important demands, given the fact that these group of MLAs are in total are 40 of them. They include from BJP and BJP allies and even parties which are supporting the BJP. So and also there are very significantly some of the Naga tribe MLAs who are from the hill areas were also part of this delegation, and they have asked for a complete disarmament because they feel that at this moment the focus has been only to reduce violence, but disarmament is required because there are a lot of illegal arms in the hands of militants as well as arms looted from the police armory in the hands of civilians, miscreants. So until and unless those arms are seized, then there is always a scope of violence to reoccur. They have also asked for suspension of operation against with rebel groups, armed groups who have violated the ground rules of ceasefire. Remember, there are the Kuki groups are under suspension of operation, and there have been allegations from the Metis side that there have been violation of the suspension of operation agreement. And also, they have asked for implementation of NRC. Remember, implementation of NRC has been a major demand of the particularly civil society groups from the valley region. The Manipur government had also in past opined that they are in favor of an NRC process, but it is up to Centre to decide it, and therefore in this memorandum they have included this. And also these 40 MLAs, remember this is a 60-member assembly, 40 of them have put their signatures. So this is kind of a we can say that the majority of the Manipur MLAs have demanded to the Prime Minister that center should not anyway entertain the demand of separate administration by the ITLF and the Cookie groups, which is a very significant demand. And they also want the strengthening of the autonomous tribal council, autonomous tribal district councils, so that the tribal areas are better administered, and that they want a peace process to start immediately.
Right. Thank you, Ratnadeep, for joining us with those details. Switching tracks now, the most basic human need, that's shelter, is harming the planet, whether it's our homes or our workplaces that are emitting hundreds of tons of carbon dioxide. In order to find out more about this, my colleague Nayanthara gets us this report.
Did you know that shelters, the most basic human need, are harming the planet much more than we know? Our homes, our workplaces and every other building you can think of have emitted hundreds of tons of carbon dioxide and will continue to do so until we make a change. But in India, a fast developing nation with much need for infrastructure, decarbonizing the construction sector presents a huge challenge. India will be the third largest construction market in the world by 2025 and will contribute 13% to India's GDP by then. But it already accounts for over 1/4 of India's total emissions. Here's where the Decarbonization Business Charter comes in, an initiative visualized by big names in the sustainability sector like World Resources Institute and AEEE that brings major construction businesses on board with environment-friendly construction techniques.
India is right at the forefront of this war on dealing with global warming or global boiling. So what we need to do is that we need to take a very holistic approach. Secondly, I would say that we need to embrace energy efficient technologies. So we have to do pretty much all these things in a manner where government is playing its role in terms of setting codes and standards, businesses are coming up with technologies and business models, and financiers are actually willing to invest in such technologies so that we have a decarbonized environment.
But convincing consumers to adapt to a sustainable construction practice presents a challenge in itself.
Normal people do not understand their contribution to the carbon emissions, and therefore to bring about a decarbonization or a low carbon home or a demand for a low carbon home, it needs to be explained. But if you translate this into cost savings, which is definitely a cost saving, it is a very attractive proposition. So mostly the net zero homes, net zero energy, net zero waste homes, net zero water homes are actually resilient homes, which translate into monetary savings for the consumer.
This endeavor is supported by the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, which believes that developed nations have a big responsibility in helping developing nations achieve their climate targets.
The approach we have here is that of cooperation. Is the fact that yes, it's a global challenge, but if we work together, if we bring our solutions together, and there are many solutions in India, there are many solutions in Switzerland, in other countries, we can achieve more. We learn from each other, we implement each other, and these are the solutions that then we also propose to the rest of the world.
India hopes to go carbon neutral by 2070, which is a tall order, especially given that almost every single one of our buildings is leaving behind a massive carbon footprint. Now, many companies in the construction sector are coming together voluntarily to try and reduce emissions, but it's clear that this is going to be a mammoth task requiring everyone to get on board. In New Delhi, with camera person Sushil Rathi, Nayanthara Singh for NDTV.
And the RBI governor is to... And well, the great climate change challenge is here. So anyone who's doing great work in this space can reach out to us at ndtv.com/climate change. If you have anything in this space that you're doing and you need to highlight that, you can reach out to us at ndtv.com/climate change, and we'll bring some of the most interesting stories to the world. Moving on now, the RBI governor is going to be announcing monetary policy today amid a slight uptake in inflation. Will the central government hike lending rates again or maintain status quo? Now, while the RBI governor is widely expected to keep the repo rate unchanged at 6.5% today, we'll closely monitor that statement, which is coming out in minutes from now at 10 o'clock. BQ's Viswanathan Nair gets us this report.
Hello and good morning. You're joining us outside the RBI, and this is the morning of the 10th of August where the MPC meetings announcement will be made by the Reserve Bank of India governor. Remember that the meeting started on the 8th of August and it has gone on till today, and now that the RBI governor is going to announce what it is that the MPC has decided as far as interest rates in the economy go. Now, widely the economists who have been polled have estimated that the interest rate or the repo rate is going to be maintained at the current level at 6.5%. There is not going to be any change as far as the stance of the Reserve Bank of India and the MPC is concerned, and withdrawal of accommodation is going to be continued for a while. Now, one of the estimates or one of the pointers that economists who have polled have said is that the MPC is going to be remaining in a pause mode for a longer period of time than previously anticipated. Remember that previously economists had estimated that there could be kind of a rate cut or some kind of pivot by the Reserve Bank of India by the end of this financial year, that is March 2024. However, now the expectation is that this pause is going to last for a little bit longer, primarily because of inflation concerns that are plaguing the economy. Now, in June, the CPI inflation print or the retail inflation print came in at about 4.81%. That was higher than 4.3% in May, and now in July the expectation is that this is going to be closer to the 6% mark, which is the upper tolerance band for the MPC. If it breaches 6%, then it is outside the MPC's tolerance band. Remember this point very specifically. As far as the inflation is concerned, economists are sort of estimating that there will be a change in the inflation forecast from the Reserve Bank of India. For FY24, the retail inflation forecast has been set at 5.1%. The expectation is that at some point in time the RBI will change this because of vegetable prices that have been on a continuous rise over the last couple of months. We have seen tomato prices rising. The expectation is that some other food items such as rice, wheat, cereals and pulses may also see higher inflation during this year. Now, this cannot be resolved through the Reserve Bank of India's rate action. That is something that that is a structural problem and needs to be solved through agricultural reforms or farmer reforms. However, as far as the RBI is concerned, it could hold on to the repo rate at 6.5% for a little longer than previously anticipated.